All right, good evening. Tonight I'm going to show you how to build a terms and condition, privacy policy, and earnings disclaimer page within ClickFunnels. In order for web pages to be FTC, which is Federal Trade Commission compliant, they must post certain information regarding how they protect users' information, what they do with the information that users provide. They also have to put any information regarding any income, any kinds of income figures and things like that. Basically what the FTC is trying to do is they're trying to protect the consumer, both their privacy, their information, as well as from being essentially taken advantage of. And so that's exactly what these requirements are for. Now, most pages, if you look at them at the bottom, at the footer section, you'll see a privacy policy, terms and condition, things like that. And usually those will have a lot of legal jargon in them. Most people, I would say 95 to 98% of people aren't going to read that information on those pages. But certain advertising platforms like Facebook do check to make sure that your website does have that information on your landing pages or web pages. And if you don't, they may actually deny your advertisement. So it also allows you to be compliant with certain advertising platforms. It's very important. So it's really quite simple. For me, all I would do in this case is we're just going to go and build a basic landing page funnel. Now, you don't have to use this landing page funnel specifically for any kind of marketing. This is just what I do. We're going to generate leads. We'll just use something simple like a squeeze page funnel, and we're just going to pick something really simple because we're not really building out the squeeze page. That's not really the intention of this. In fact, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm not even going to build out the squeeze page. I'm just simply going to load this funnel into ClickFunnels here. And once it has loaded, all right, so you'll see that the funnel steps have been added in here. We don't really need to do anything with these. You can build these out into a funnel if you want, but for me, this is all I did, simply to just create a privacy policy, terms and conditions, and earnings disclaimer page that I use across all my funnels, especially if you have the same company name, if you're using same domain names. If you're using different domain names, you can use the same template. You just got to change. What you'll do is you'll just clone this page and then use it in your each funnel that has a different domain name. So we're just going to do something like terms and conditions, the path. So right now it's going to have our generic ClickFunnels URL subdomain. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. And I'm just going to put terms. You can put terms and conditions or privacy or whatever you want there. We're going to load this here, and then we're going to select the template we're going to use from these options here. So the one we're looking for is actually going to be under miscellaneous. If you scroll down here, we are looking for, so there's privacy policy template. So we'll go ahead and we'll use this. You'll also notice that there's a disclaimer page here as well as you can use. Just completely blank page if you just want to copy it in. And this actually might be easier, but if you want to have something with some kind of a format, then you might just go with the privacy policy template. Either of these two, either the basic disclaimer page, privacy policy will work if you want to just completely copy and paste one, because these don't have to be fancy. I mean, these aren't meant to look good. These aren't going to convert anybody. These aren't really used for any part of the sales process. They're just used for compliance. So we'll just go with the privacy policy template here. Now it's going to have a bunch of filler text. So you see here it's your ClickFunnels subdomain here, and then this is your path right here, and just put terms. So we click edit page. And you see privacy policy, energy disclaimer, and it just has a bunch of filler text here. So we'll just keep this format here. Just a couple things you'll do. So if you're going to include your terms and conditions on this page as well, you might just lump it all into one. You can just add terms and conditions here. And make sure to change the update date to something more recent. So the date's April 9th, so we're going to do April 09, 2019, current date. As long as it's recent, it's not a big deal. You don't have to update this every single, all the time, but you do want to keep this updated. Go in, revisit it. Even if you don't change anything, you're not updating anything, at least try to keep this date somewhat updated though, just so, because here's the thing with like, places like Facebook, their ad reviewers will actually go into pages like this and like look at this information. And so it's just helpful if you just keep everything current and looking nice. So now you see that you have a bunch of filler text here. You can come down here, you can change your name to, whatever, if you want to just make it look nice, and and that's all for that. Now here, what we're gonna do, actually, instead of having to write this out, you've probably seen these privacy policy terms and conditions, earning disclaimers, you've probably seen them online, and they're friggin' pages upon pages long, and they're all legal jargon. So unless you're a lawyer and you have time to write this out, I wouldn't advise it. What you do is you just do a web search, and you could just do privacy policy template or something like that. You're just looking for a shell, basically. And you just look through the results here. We're going to see if we can find something. Some of these, they might try to like charge you. Privacy policy generator. Let's see what this does. This might be one of those things where as you fill out some information and then you like click next, click get, and it's like, oh, now pay pay all this money, which is fine. I mean, if they're providing a viable service, we as marketers is exactly what we do. So if they're trying to make money off of off of what they're doing, then that's fine. So here you might just go your company. I'm just curious to see what this does. Your website URL. So your company. It's supposed to be your company name, so we're just going to change this to your company. Now, URL for this is www.privacypolicytemplate.net. Okay, that's where I'm at right now. I didn't want to give you the URL until I was sure that this is actually going to do. I haven't been to this site yet. I'm just showing you how you would do it if you were kind of going from scratch. And let's see what this does. United States. So I can see where it's going with this too, because in the terms and our privacy policy, it does have things specific to where you live. See how it wants your email address. I'm wondering why it wants your email address. We'll just go with it. They'll just add me to their list. That's fine. I don't care. Okay. So let's see what this does. So you can see here that it's created preview policy here, privacy policy. Gives you it looks like it gives you the HTML coding over here, and a link to your GDPR privacy policy. So this is if you want to use the HTML. If you just want to you probably just copy this here. Doesn't look like it's going to stop you. But see how long these are though? If you had to type all this up, this would take you forever. So this site, oops, my bad. My thing went bye-bye. Let me adjust the camera here. Perfect. Okay, so for this one, it's really long. We're just going to copy it over here. And then it looks like all they want in exchange for this is your email address. So they're just going to add you to their list. Now here, this looks like it's some kind of double column thing going on here. I don't want to sit here and format this. If you want to make it look nice and double column, you can sit here and copy sections of this in. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you kind of the quick and easy way to do this. We're just going to create paragraph. Why? Come on, work. Let's do the drag option here. Okay, perfect. Double it. And then you see that it copied it all in here. You might have to do a little bit of formatting here. You know, I won't do all this because it'll take forever, but you can see here that, and so on and so forth. So I'm not gonna do all the formatting, but you see now you've got your privacy policy of your company. Now it's, this would replace it with your name of your company. So I just put your company in the thing here. So I'm gonna go back to that website here, and let's see how we would create a terms and conditions here. If you want to save, you know, obviously sometimes it's good practice to save. I'm not going to save it, but you can save this link here to come back to this page if you need to. Apparently it saves it, so that's nice. And this doesn't cost anything, just your email. So be on the lookout for emails or their auto newsletters and stuff like that, which is fine. Truth be told, I oftentimes subscribe to a lot of newsletters because I like to see how people write there. Come on, taking you back to the main page. Oh. I'm wondering if it's not going to let me. There we go. Okay. So then here it says also looking for terms and conditions template. Let's see what this one does. So this was privacypolicytemplate.net. This is terms and conditions template.net. It's the same thing here. You're going to enter the name of your company, website name, your company. You know, we'll just say yourcompany.com. That's your website name or whatever, and then website URL. Next, country, again, same thing, United States. State, California. Email, we've already entered it before. We're already on their list, so that's not going to hurt anything. And it's going to be kind of, it looks like it's going to be the same thing. It's going to probably generate on here, it's going to generate the actual terms and conditions. Here's a link to the clipboard, and this looks like the HTML coding here. So we'll copy this here. We'll go back over to ClickFunnels and we'll add that into our thing. Like I said, this will all be formatted. Again, there's your policy, content, no warranties, And you see this is all legal jargon here. Most people aren't going to read this. Terms and conditions for your company, introduction. You can format this, you know, to make it look decent, make things stand out. The main thing is that, you know, instead of going and typing all of this out, you're using something, a template, to generate it quickly and to make sure that all your legal bases are covered. So we've got the privacy policy, we've got the terms and conditions. Now we need to get the earnings disclaimer. I don't think that site had the earnings disclaimer. So we're just going to go back and we're going to look for earnings disclaimer template. Maybe we'll pop up another generator or something like that. Now what I've done with these earnings disclaimers is I found some, if I found one that I liked, sometimes I'll have blank templates, earnings disclaimer template.com. So some of these won't be auto-generated. What's this one? Disclaimergenerator.com. Okay, here we go. Oh, they did have one. Look at that. Nice. Okay. So this is going to be the same thing. So this one is disclaimergenerator.net. So it looks like terms and conditions, generator.net, disclaimer.net. So there's a good little site. I might actually bookmark this. I'm actually going to move the camera up here so you can see the URL. Here we go. See, disclaimergenerator.net. Yourcompany.com. just going to copy this down here. Like I said, you would actually put your information in here. You choose your country of origin, which would be United States, or wherever, whatever country. In this case, I'm United States. California, email, because you're already on the list, doesn't hurt. Generate the disclaimer, and now you have your disclaimer for your company. Same thing, copy the link. Here, this is a nice little website. I like it. Just copy. Go back to your page. Like I said, you'll probably format this up a little bit, make it look, you know, at least readable. I mean, it doesn't have to look beautiful because this is all your legal jargon. And then make sure that it covers all everything. So you have your privacy policy here, your T&C, terms and conditions. Where did that go? Here we go, terms and conditions. That was the introduction. You know, you format it up, make it look big. You know, get rid of the bolding. Come on, work. Maybe I'm not clicking. There we go. You know, and then now you have your privacy policy, terms and conditions, and earnings disclaimer. So then you would just have to fill in this information, privacy policy, terms and conditions, earnings disclaimer. That's really long. And I'm just going to copy here. Keywords, not such a big deal with this particular page. You could just put, you know, privacy, policy, terms, disclaimer, whatever, author, your name. So we'll just leave your name there, whatever your name is. If you want to put social numbers, like I said, not really building this out to be a page that we're really trying to drive any traffic to. All right, so now we have a terms and conditions page here. So we wanted to add this into one of our pages. This is the link that you're going to want to use. Now, if you have a custom domain, it'll be your customdomain.com/your path here. So what I do is I just copy, go to the page that I'm going to be putting these links in. And like I said, if you have other funnels within, ClickFunnels, as long as if you're using like the same domain name or you're just using the ClickFunnels subdomain, whatever you're doing with this, you can use this page and this link here and you just connect it there. So if we just did, you know, I'm just going to do something basic like this. I'm just going to show you how to insert the URL into your page. Insert it at the footer, which is the bottom. Cool. All right. So you might come down here, all rights reserved, come over and put privacy policy, terms and conditions, earnings disclaimer. Okay. And then just to insert that link in there, you just highlight the text, click this chain link looking thing right here, insert the URL. Now it's hyperlinked. It'll take us to that terms and conditions privacy policy page that we just built here. Awesome. So if we save and preview this, oops. And when you do this, you will be a little more cautious than I am because I am sitting here. I'm going to unlink this really quick. So unlink. That's how you unlink something. You break the links. There we go. And then you can just repost it in there. Boom. Just want to make sure everything was linked. Okay. So we're going to exit. Oh, what am I doing? I wanted to show you how this would work. We're going to edit the page. We're going to preview the page. And if we scroll down here, download the video, no thanks. We click on this here, takes us to our privacy policy terms and condition page that we just built. So that's it for now. Just a real quick, simple video on how to build a privacy policy, terms and conditions, and earnings disclaimer page. Like I said, that this one particular website here does a pretty good job of generating one here. Just create a disclaimer, GDPR compliant, yeah. So yeah, you can use this site here, or you can just find a blank template shell online, modify it to be specific to your company, and then just build a terms and condition privacy page just like we did, and then insert the links at the base, at the footer of your pages. Make sure you're all compliant with FTC. So, thank you for watching this video. I hope it was useful, and have a good one.